you have one day you're feeling fine, the next day you're not, and you're just like, I thought I'm over this. I thought I have healed. Those memories that you just pop up like that. It is one of the hardest things to forgive. Like, you deserve that. You deserve to not carry those bad emotions inside of you. It is never a weakness if you show love and forgiveness. Like, it's forgiveness that you need in the situation in order for you to be at your best, in order for you to move on. Because if you're stuck in those feelings of resentment, grief, anger, especially anger, it will tear you apart. Like, there was a period in my life I was like getting up every morning and you just feel all this anger and rage sort of, and you don't even know where that come from. But it comes from that. It comes from things happening in your past. It comes from those people. It comes from these events. And it's really one of those crazy things where you're like, yeah, you want to show up strong, right? You don't want to seem like, oh, I'm forgiving everything. I have so much love for everyone. I'm so weak. Well, that's exactly the point I'm saying. Forgiveness and love is the opposite of weakness. And if somebody makes you feel like it is a weakness, then they are the ones that got to work that shit out, like not you. So what I'm saying is, it don't matter how dirty somebody did you, whatever they have done to you. And still, it will keep hurting, and you have to like keep healing that type of wound, but you gotta forgive. Because only if you can forgive, you can move on. And that forgiveness, honestly, is for yourself. Like, you deserve that. You deserve to not carry those bad emotions inside of you. You deserve to let go and just, look into the future. Whatever will happen there. It is never a weakness if you show love and forgiveness. I'm not saying run back to someone who has betrayed you and do it all over again. I'm not saying, be stupid. Obviously not. But it's really having that strength to forgive and show love is crazy. And that's why I always look up to those people here on social media who, what they've been through. A lot. Everyone goes through a lot. And they just show love. It don't even matter if they get hate comments. It's love at the top and show love. And that's just absolutely crazy to me, because it takes so much strength to show up like that. It is such a beautiful thing to receive that type of message and content from somebody. I don't like content. My not favorite word, but I just use it, whatever. It is one of the hardest things to forgive. Especially because it's hard to, control your thoughts and those memories about what has happened in the past. They don't just go away. Like, if you want to go to sleep, those memories that you just pop up like that. And I guess there's tons of ways to deal with this or not deal with this. But first off, you gotta deal with it. Like, you gotta sort of, move through the situation, because moving through it will make you stronger. And end of the day, you will feel better. So one thing I've been going through a lot these days is like, I have these moments where I'm like, I feel so much strength. I feel so distant from the past. I feel like I have learned and healed so much. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I get these moments of where it's like the past is pulling me back, and I'm just like stuck in these emotions of, mostly like anger and just sadness. Like, these things sort of seem to catch up with you in the weirdest moments when you don't expect it. So, for example, like one day you feel really good, and the next morning you just get up, you're like, damn, that thing really happened. Like, you really did that to me. Like, it just, it's like this spiral of, damn, like, I'm not even getting better, right? Because you have one day you're feeling fine, the next day you're not, and you're just like, I thought I'm over this. I thought I have healed. But that's always what I'm trying to say here, is like, it takes time. It doesn't just go away. You already have those moments when you're feeling better, and then you're gonna get more. You're gonna keep moving through it. It's a process. It takes time. Yeah, like, I feel like the more you actually, practice forgiveness and love, the more you're also gonna at first have to go through these dark times, because it's not just gonna be bright on that side. It's like once you decide to actually grow as a person, get stronger, that's really when the past sometimes catches up with you and you gotta go through that once again. There's always brighter on the other side, and you can move through it. Like, you're strong enough. You have gone through all this pain and you've learned from it. It's a lesson in your life, and it will not repeat itself because you have grown. You are now strong enough to set boundaries and actually go out there and get that life that you very much deserve to have. So whatever has happened to you, that's a thing of the past. Without quoting anything or any strategies on how to forgive or any scripture or anything like that, because there is a lot out there that you can actually, work yourself through, read through. Whatever resonates with you is always the right thing. Well, I often, honestly, I think about the past things that have happened, and I'm like, all right, a lot of bad things have happened. Like, you did so many things to me, talking about a person, another person, and 5 years later, you're still the same, but that obviously, I can't change that, but it's like, okay, I often like to think about it like this. You did not deserve what has happened to you. This other person did you very bad in ways that you should never have experienced. It was very wrong, and yes, you have every right to feel those emotions. But one thing that I have learned for myself is, no matter how bad the situation was, I also remember that I did not try to remove myself. It's not like somebody put chains on my body and chained me so that I cannot run away or set boundaries or get myself into a healthier situation. No, I stayed all the way, like through situations where I could have just left. Typical example is obviously an abusive relationship. You could just leave. I mean, as I'm saying, unless you're locked in the basement or you're in such a terrible situation that you physically cannot leave, you can leave. And in most situations, be honest with yourself, you could have left. You could have set better boundaries. And when they say, everyone's a reflection of yourself, maybe you just had to learn that lesson. That's one of the hardest truths, obviously, to learn, because everything is so fucked up and everything that happened is so traumatizing. And you just have so much to work through now, and you just wish all of this didn't happen so you didn't have to work through it. But end of the day, I feel like that's a lesson you had to learn to become the person that you are now. And there's beauty in the pain. There's beauty in the struggle. I have never, as a non-English speaker, I've never read the Bible in English. I just never thought of that. Like, why, And pretty much, I don't come from a really religious background, even though growing up, the area is pretty religious, whatever. All I'm saying is that just because you haven't done it doesn't mean that you can't do it anyway. I was really interested in picking up the Bible in English, which then totally confused me because there's so many versions of it. I think that was like last year, May. And it's pretty incredible to me about how different it is in a different language. So it should be the same book, but it just seems like something I have never touched. And for some reason, I'm really surprised about how easy it is written. Like, I can easily understand that, because with my ADHD, it's hard to like read through things. This is not the case. Like, you can easily read that. And it's been really helping me out, just, read things about love and forgiveness, basically. Yeah. Coming from somebody who has never, as a child, not once resonated with what's in the Bible, I have picked up that book last year, and I'm just having a really peaceful and good time reading through it a little bit. I'm not saying I'm reading a lot, but a little bit a day has been helping me out. Much more than reading, I've been journaling. Actually, I'm writing so much that there's not much space to read. And sports, when it all falls apart, it's sometimes a new beginning. Yeah, one thing about forgiveness is that when everything seems to fall apart it's sort of a new beginning, and I just posted a video on that. So like, if you got anything to say about this topic, for example, what has helped you to forgive yourself, also forgive yourself in that situation, what happened, because obviously you didn't remove yourself, you probably didn't act the absolute correct way. If you're being really honest with yourself, then you have to forgive yourself too for that, and mostly also forgive the other person so that you can let go of those low vibrational emotions, energies, what are we calling that? So if there's anything that has helped you out, then I would love for you to leave that down in the comments below. And yeah, take care. Always make sure that you write your own story with your own pen. Don't let nobody take that away from you, because you know best what's best for you, okay? Take care. See you in the next video then.